Luke, Katie Hunter, Kings TV. I'm assuming that Marvin is available and ready to go tonight. Spoke to him in the hallway. Just wanted your thoughts on kind of not only having him back, but from a player perspective, being out that long, kind of the process of once you're available for games, working yourself back in.
Yeah, he will play tonight, and we're very excited to have him back. But it's a good point you bring up, and that'll be, kind of the messaging to him. Like, look, it's game one back. He's going to be excited, and the crowd's going to be excited. But let's focus on rejoining the group and getting to the level of where the team is playing at and how we're playing and then for him going out there and having fun. Like, don't put too much pressure on yourself. Don't let the moment get too big. It's basketball. You've been out a long time, and go out tonight and just have fun playing in front of your home crowd.
Obviously, you've had a couple guys step in with injuries in the absence. I know that kind of Holmes has replaced Dedman, but Bielitsa has kind of stepped in from the moment Marvin went out. Any idea kind of how you're going to manage this right now? I know it's probably a good problem to have.
Yeah, it'll be game by game as far as the minutes, rotations, and all that. But for now, our starting lineup will stay the same. And depending on how the game's going, who we're playing matchup-wise, so the subs will start to happen. From there's always a blueprint, but like I've said before, most times the game doesn't follow that. It's just something I write out to have in my head, and then depending on what we need or foul trouble or if somebody's hot, that changes on most nights.
So do you mean the lineup will stay the same with him coming off the bench tonight?
Yes, the starting lineup will be the same for us tonight.
Coach Scott Marsh, Sports 1140. Is there any sort of minutes restriction for Marvin at all? Is he totally free to go as much as you want to use him?
Yeah, he's good to go. I'll keep an eye on his conditioning. He's been working extremely hard, but there's nothing like playing 5-on-5 NBA basketball. So we'll keep an eye on the conditioning and see how the group's playing while he's out there. But as far as medical restrictions, he's good to go.
Okay. And just following up on conditioning, you had mentioned earlier in the year you thought maybe your team wasn't in as good as condition as you might like them to be. Just considering like what's happening in the back-to-backs and you're playing with 8 guys, do you feel like the team's conditioning is now where you want it to be?
We are in much better condition, but we're a little banged up now. So it's one of those things where it's really important for guys that aren't playing the minutes to get in and get with our coaches and do extra running and do extra lifting and play 3-on-3. And then the guys that are playing 30-plus minutes every single night right now, recovery is what's most important to them. So those guys are in very good shape right now. And there's other guys that we need to make sure we keep because there's going to be more injuries. There's going to be more it's the NBA season. Everyone's going to get their opportunity, so we need guys to stay ready.
Coach Walton, Tony Harvey, Sacramento Observer. A few games ago, matter of fact, it was a home game, you had emphasized that you like your team being in these tight situations where there's close games.
Yeah.
Win or lose, it has been a couple of big wins, especially the other night. Could you explain a little bit more what do you mean by that? Because that's something that, a fan asked me that, and the fan's not used to that, but they're loving what's happening.
Yeah. It's about getting comfortable in that situation. That's why I love it. Where we're going, what we're building towards. We have to be able to thrive in those high pressure, close games where the defense intensity picks up from both teams, and the only way to be able to thrive in that is to be comfortable in that and to look forward to those game-winning moments. And the only way to get there is to have the reps and experience of being in those situations. So, when I talk about I love the fact that we're getting these chances to home and away feel what it's like to be, we need a stop for a win. We have to rely on our defense to win a game, or we have to execute on this end, or we have to make free throws. We have to get the ball in bounds knowing they're going to full court press us. All these are things that are important to building a team that can win consistently. So it's good that we're getting a lot of the opportunities.
Is that something that, you see your team is maturing, or is there other aspects?
Yeah, our team's, for sure. The team is maturing. The team is growing closer as a unit, understanding each other more. All the things that you want to see a team do as the season continues to go on, I see happening with our group right now.
Luke, Sean Cunningham, ABC 10. Back to Bagley for a minute. With him coming back, is that much of a challenge on your end, working him back in, or is that kind of overstated, being the nature of his injuries? Hasn't been off his feet necessarily, been with the team. Does that make it a lot more easier to bring him back in?
Yeah, I mean, he's been able to run, and he's been, like I said, he's been in the weight room. He's been running sprints, with our medical staff and going hard. The biggest thing for him will be getting his timing back. Obviously, since he's gone out, we've changed how we play a lot too. With De'Aaron Fox going out, a lot of what we had was about space and pick and roll and single side tags with our shooters. And now, without Fox, a lot of what we're trying to do is screening away from the ball, posting up and getting split cuts. So a lot of that has changed too. So he's got to start to be able to read that and get comfortable with what we're doing with some of those that type of execution.
Luke, Jason Anderson with the Sacramento Bee. First of all, have you spoken to Belly about his language at all since the other night?
I have not, but it's an emotional game, and that was a big shot. That's part of the beauty of sports. You see the players, and it just, when you're emotional, things come out. But I've seen some people have sent me some nice pictures and quotes on that picture. So I was very, very happy for the team, but also very happy for Belly himself that he knocked that one down.
And just to maybe probe a little more on the combinations with the bigs that you have at your fingertips here now, obviously, I think we'll probably see some Marvin and Belly together. Do you have any reservations about putting Marvin and Rashawn on the floor at the same time together?
No, and again, we got to. That will happen. Yes. To start, you'll see more of Marvin with Belly, Marvin with Harrison, but. There will be Marvin with Dedmon, but there'll be times that we get Marvin and Rashawn together. I mean, think of that. I mean, we talk about wanting to be a good rebounding team. What that can be for us if we're playing another big team. New York's got all sorts of big guys. So when that will happen, I'm not sure, but yeah, we're looking at that as well. Luke,
James Ham, NBC Sports. Number one, you mentioned De'Aaron. Do you have any update on where he's at health-wise?
He's out there on the court doing some things. He's no idea when I'm going to get him back yet, but I'm trying to stay focused on the present and what we're doing, and not. It's we're, like I said, we're very excited. We have Marvin back, and we're going to be very excited to get De'Aaron back, but I don't have a time when that's going to happen.
All right. And secondly, you went with an 8-man rotation 2 games in a row. What went into the decision there just to cut it down and to go with a tight rotation?
Yeah, we had lost a couple close games, and I wanted to try something different, and we got very talented shooters on our team, and when we have those guys out on the floor, it puts a lot of pressure on the defense. And I wanted to see what that would look like. And it started with Dallas, and Dallas's second unit, they play really well together. And they get downhill, and they have shooters everywhere. So I wanted a group that we could stay small and just switch 1 through 5, try to make them play one-on-one basketball against us. So that's kind of where that idea started with. And we really did a heck of a job against the second unit that had been playing great. And, that looked good in Dallas, so we decided to roll with it again in Houston.